right? So regarding why Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the answer. And brother, what is the answer? No, why Ramadan? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So Allah gave the answer that the reason why I have sent Ramadan to you is so that you can achieve taqwa. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that you can achieve taqwa. Now the question arises, what is taqwa? Right? So the answer to this question is that taqwa is to live in this world like a traveler. Live in this world like a traveler and always be ready to leave. Whenever your time comes, you should be able to leave. That is taqwa. Right? Again, I'll repeat, taqwa is to live in this world like a traveler. Right? And whenever your turn comes to leave this world, you are ever ready to leave. That is taqwa. Right? Now, let me spend a few minutes on this and then the second point. My dear brothers and sisters, live in this world like a traveler means that when you are traveling, let's say you are going from here to New York, right? So while in journey, right, if a person let's say you are sitting on an aeroplane, right? Next to you is a very wise man sitting, and you end up having a conversation with that wise man. Although, to be honest, nowadays nobody talks. When traveling, you see, in old days, you will make friends while traveling. But nowadays, nobody talks. The whole plane, aircraft, you see, 300 people, let's say, nobody's talking. Everybody's like, all on the screen. No, you don't even know the person's name whom you spend, traveling with for like 8, 10, 12 hours. So this is a weird world. Everybody is so self-centered. Although Allah in the Quran said regarding travel, وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ means that when you are traveling, there's a right of your co-traveler, co-passenger, that is called صَاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ, that he's sitting next to you. That person has some rights over you, and that is, say hi, hello to him, right? Ask that person's name and become friendly. And make sure that you are providing some kind of comfort to him, not trouble. But sahib al-jam means that make sure that this person is in comfort. So when you are traveling, right? So if that person, this wise man who's sitting next to you, if that person talks to you about something on these lines. For example, that person says that, when the aircraft stops, right, you and I will keep sitting. What's the rush? You and I will spend like an hour sitting here and talking, right? You'll say, no, it's not allowed. When the aircraft stops, we have to leave the aircraft. We cannot just keep on sitting here, right? That's the rule. We have to disembark. My dear brothers and sisters, if you like to sit in the aircraft when it had landed and you are not ready to leave and you refuse to leave, guess what would happen? Right? Cops will come and pull you away. Why? Because that's not the rule. You cannot make something which is temporary permanent. Your stay in that aircraft was supposed to be temporary. You are assuming that it should be permanent or it should be very long lasting. That is foolishness. Right? Our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, in the same way, kun fid dunya ka'annaka gharib aw abiru sabil. When you are living in this world, taqwa means understand the nature of this world. And that is that it is temporary. It is temporary. If you are making things permanent for yourself in this world, then that is your foolishness. Let me quote one ayah of Quran on this. 12th juz, first ayah. Now, general knowledge question. Who can recite the first ayah of 12 juz? وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ رِزْقُهَا. And after that, وَيَعْلَمُ مُسْتَقَرَّهَا and وَمُسْتَوْدَعَهَا. كُلٌّ فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. Allah said, there is not a single living soul on this planet, but Allah is giving a guarantee that I'm going to give you food. Your food is on me, Allah is saying. So don't worry about your food. It's on me. Illa ala Allahi rizqa. So your food is on me. Allah said, that's my word. You will get your food and you will not die. You will not leave this world until you get the last morsel of the food. That's one thing. And second thing is, وَيَعْلَمُ مُسْتَقَرَّهَا وَمُسْتَوْدَعَهَا. Allah knows mustaqar. Mustaqar means your grave. Right? Mustawda'aha means something that you are going to bid farewell to. You know, you say al-wida. Al-wida means that farewell. From the same word, mustawda is made. Mustawda means that place to which you are going to say al-wida or farewell or bye-bye very soon. That is mustawda'aha. Right? So grave, our grave is mustaqar. Right? Because we are going to live there for millions of years. Allah knows best. But our home, our apartment, your mansion that you have, this big house that alhamdulillah we have, that is not mustaqar. If you are thinking that this mustaqar, then you are like that foolish person who is not disembarking from the plane. Say, no, I'm going to live here, I'm going to stay here. So you are acting foolish if you are saying that no, my home is my mustaqar. Allah is correcting you. Your mustaqar is your grave. And mustawda is your home. Because that is something to which you are going to say al-wida or farewell very quickly. Allah saying taqwa is that you understand what is mustaqar and what is mustawda. When you will understand this, right, and live by it, then you have taqwa. Do you understand that, brothers? When you understand what is mustaqar and what is mustawda, then you have taqwa. On the other hand, if you are making mustawda as mustaqar, right? You say, no, Hafsab, this is my house. I built it very beautifully. Look at the interior of my house. Look at the amount of money that I have spent. Look at the marble here and all that. This is my house. Nobody can take me out from my house. I built it with passion, with interest, with money. I worked 30, 40 years just to have this dream house. Right? This is my mustaqar. Then you are foolish. Then you have not taqwa. You did not understood mustaqar versus mustawda. Ramadan comes to reinforce this truth. Right? Something that we have forgotten. Something that we got mixed up with. So Ramadan comes and Allah said, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. When you will fast, right? When you will listen to Quran, when you will learn deen, you will be able to understand the difference between mustaqar and mustaqar. Now you will live accordingly. Understand? So brothers and sisters, this is what it is. Now, what is the benefit of understanding this? Well, the benefit of understanding this is that when you know that this is a foul place, right? Brothers and sisters, no person will break the order of Allah to make for himself or herself a place in this world by breaking the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? You will have your business, you will have, inshallah, good cars, you will have luxury in your life, beautiful house. You will do all that, but by abiding by the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you have to cross that line between halal and haram, you say, no, no, brother, I will not do that. Because even if I get all that, so what? I have to bid farewell to it. Right? I will bid farewell to it. So I will not cross that line because I have to leave everything. Right? So once a person understands this, that person has taqwa. On the other hand, if you say, no, this is what I want, right? I want this no matter what happens, no matter what I have to do, I'll break the law of Allah, the Sharia, the Quran, all the teachings, while because I have made up my mind that I want this. And that's it. So you have no taqwa. So لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, Ramadan comes so that we can learn taqwa. So that is point number one. That is the maqsad, the purpose of Ramadan. So the question was, why Ramadan? The answer is لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Perhaps you will achieve taqwa. Perhaps you will achieve taqwa. And Allah said perhaps. The thing, why did Allah said perhaps when Allah knows everything? Allah is alimul ghaib, right? Allah knows unseen. Allah knows future. But Allah said la'allakum, perhaps, because Allah knows not everyone among us is going to understand that. Not everyone among us. Those who will try, they will get it. They will get that understanding. Those who will take these things for granted, they will not understand it. So Allah is saying, if millions of people will fast, right, not all of them will achieve taqwa. By fasting, they will get nothing but hunger and thirst. That's it. Very few of you will get, or very few of us will achieve taqwa. The others will be just hungry and thirsty from sunrise till sunset, so and that's about it. After the 30th day, no taqwa, nothing. They just went through some traditions or rituals that they have seen, but no taqwa. So for this reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that is point number one. Now quickly, point number two. Point number two is linked to point number one, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it separately. And this is the hikmah, the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is Quran. Allah says, Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. Month of Ramadan is blessed because Quran was revealed in this month. Right? So scholars have said what it means is that from Lawh Mahfuz, right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this Quran to the sky of this world, and Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam started bringing Quran in this month of Ramadan. Okay. So we all know that the month of Ramadan is blessed because of Quran. Question is, why did Allah reveal Quran? Right? Just like I asked you why fasting, right? You said لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Right? So the second question is, why Quran? Yes. What was the reason? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the reason. Hudal linnas. Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fil Quran, then Hudal linnas. This book is a hidayah. This book is a complete manual. Right? This is a complete set of rules, set of guidelines from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, hidayah means that complete guideline. Nothing else is needed. Nothing else is needed, right? Ironically, most of us do not consider Quran as hudal linnas. You know why? Because our iman is not yet upon Quran completely. We consider this book a book of barakah, a, a book of blessings, right? It's a very good book, very nice book, it's the best book. I believe in the Quran that this is the book of Allah. So we kiss the Quran, we put it Quran in a very respectable place, right? And we recite it often. Why? Because we consider this as a book of barakah and blessing. But we are yet to believe in Quran as hudal linnas. We are yet to believe in Quran that Quran is actually a book of guidance, not just for tilawat of Quran. As a result, you have grown old. Just ask yourself how old you are. If you are an Arab, I ask you, do you understand Quran completely? That's your mother language, right? If you are non-Arab, I ask you, do you understand Quran? If you say Hafsab, it's in Arabic language. I do not know Arabic language. So many among us, our mother tongue is not English. How come we know English then? So many amongst children, now our children say, well, I know English because I was born here, but then how come you know Spanish? Alba Spanio, como estás? How do you how do you know all that? Why? Because you learn it, right? You learn it. The other day I met a brother, he said, I know 5 languages, including French and German. I said, mashallah, good. What about Arabic? No, not Arabic. Not Arabic. Why don't you know Arabic? No, no interest in Arabic. Brothers and sisters, look here. When you will die, the conversation after death will be in Arabic. Munkar and Nakir, when they'll come, they'll not be speaking Punjabi or Sindhi or Urdu or French or English. They'll be speaking Arabic. Mar rabbuk, wa ma dinuk, wa ma taqulu fi hadha rajul. Right? So that's the original language. On the day of Hashr, when there'll be assembly, all the angels will be speaking Arabic to you. Right? And then, best of all, brothers, best of all, in Jannah, inshallah, when we'll enter, guess what? Allah will read Quran to you. Allah will read Quran to you, and you'll be listening to Quran but not understanding. Right? It's a big, I'm sorry to say, stupidity that we have done to ourselves. Craziness. Right? That we are living without understanding Quran. We believe in Quran, but not real belief. Because if you were believing real belief, you would have been understanding Quran. So I'll repeat, you believe that Quran is the book of barakah, mashallah. Ramadan is coming, I will finish 10 Quran from Alif Lam Mim to Qul bin Nas. I will read 10 juz, alhamdulillah. Why? Barakah. Like a parrot, you train a parrot, that parrot can speak any language. But is the parrot understanding anything? No. Same way you are reciting Quran like a parrot without understanding. Allah is saying, no, bhai, this is not the purpose of revealing Quran. The real purpose is hudal linnas. I say, Allah, I don't have time for that. Ramadan is here. I'll be reading some juz of Quran every day. But hudal linnas, I don't have time, and I have never given that much importance to Quran in my life. So I will not be dedicating time to understand it. But yes, in Ramadan, I will read some Quran, and that's about it. That finished, khalas. This means that our iman is not yet built upon Quran. You understand? So, brothers and sisters, hudal linnas. So now I'll tell you one thing. I do not know how many of you guys will do it or not, but I'm doing my duty, so now it's to you. Let's say if you were planning to read one juz every day in this coming month of Ramadan, one juz every day. I'll tell you, instead of one juz, read one page. Instead of one juz, read one page. But read that one page with understanding. Look at the translation and tafsir of Quran. Just one page. Just one page. It's not mandatory upon you to finish the whole Quran in Ramadan. One page, do tilawat of Quran with khushu and qudu, and then see what your Rabb is saying. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. With this belief that this book is Hudal Linnas. This book is a book of guidance. So let me see, one more ayah, brothers. In the 17th juz, Allah said, لَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ كِتَابًا فِيهِ ذِكْرُكُمْ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. That I have revealed this book, and I have mentioned each one of you in this book. Each one of you is mentioned in this book. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look here. You think that you are very clever and very smart by ignoring Quran? Allah said, أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Don't you have aql? Allah is hitting this point because you think that you are intelligent by discarding understanding Quran, right? Allah said, no, you are foolish if you are discarding my book. So Allah said, أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Don't you have aql? Don't you possess brain? That this is my book and you should be dedicating time understanding this book. Therefore, my dear brothers, let's stop this injustice that we are doing with Quran. Right? There is no point in understanding Quran without understanding. Yes, you will get some blessings, reward, but that's not the purpose for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had revealed Quran. That is like a side benefit. The real is Hudal Linnas. This book is a book of guidance. So this thing, and the last thing now, brothers. So I told you why Ramadan. The answer is, what is the answer, brother? Taqwa. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Why Quran? Hudal Linnas, right? So these two things are clear. Last thing. My dear brothers, the last thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from you and me to be a mu'min, a believer. Right? A true believer. Al-mu'min. A true believer. And brother, you cannot become a believer until you are helping people. You understand? Helping people is the criteria to judge whether you are a mu'min or a non-mu'min. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Khairun nas man yanfa'un nas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas. Allah said, Wa amma ma yanfa'un nas. If you are fasting in Ramadan and doing all ibadat, but you are not helping people out, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you have not achieved taqwa yet. You have not achieved al-birr. I'll tell you, لَيْسَ الْبِرَّ أَن تُوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ قِبَلَ الْمَسْجِدِ. It is not taqwa. Al-birr here means taqwa. It is not taqwa that you pray salah only. Allah said, وَلَكِنَّ الْبِرَّ. But taqwa, then Allah gave a list. And the gist of all those is, help people out. Allah said, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You cannot achieve taqwa until you help people out. Understand? Brothers and sisters, human beings out there are looking for help. In Syria, help. In Turkey, help. In Libya, help. In all around the world. Then you come here in Orlando. Just today, I read in New York Times in the morning that the government had cut food stamps substantially. So now the headline said that now many people who are on food stamps, right? Many of them are going to go hungry now because they will not be able to eat to their full, right? You are fasting, brother says you need to help. You go to public schools, right? I think tomorrow, Monday we are feeding like I think 2,000 children in a public school. We took over that. Okay, today this on Monday we are going to Alhamdulillah provide lunch because I was I was surprised to see that there are hundreds of children who come to school, public school, right here in our neighborhood, right? And their last meal was the one that they ate in the school the school provided. Please go on Google and check. You will be astonished to see this. Last meal was the one that they ate in the school. And when they come in the morning, empty stomach. Brothers and sisters, you and I cannot achieve taqwa when human beings, right, children, they are hungry and you and I are not helping them out. Think about it, right? Think about it. This is taqwa. This is deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help you me understand. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanallah. रुक जाइए भैया रुक जाइए